definitely happened. You're scrolling on Pinterest and you scroll right on past a piece of content that is yours. You realize it's yours and you realize it's not linking to you and you're not getting any credit for that content. You might panic. Hell, you might even get angry like I did. But what you should do, for sure, no matter what, is file a copyright claim, and that is what we are talking about in today's video. We're actually going to talk through the reasons in which you might want to file a copyright claim, the reasons you might not want to file a copyright claim, and I'm even going to introduce you to the copyright claiming portal. I'm even going to show you someone that has gone and stolen 2,100 products from platforms, stolen their images, redirected them to their own website, and they are doing this even on Pinterest. Honestly, it's not hard to find stolen content on Pinterest. I was just driving to school, my kids to school this morning. I was in the passenger seat. I was riding in the car. And just in like the 20 or so minutes that it took us to get from my house to the school, I had amassed enough content to put on a board to show you in this video. So it's really just not very hard. So let's talk about the instances in which you might want to file a copyright claim. Your content was taken off of a platform, off of Pinterest, placed on Pinterest, and not linked to you at all, in any case. This is one of those instances. Number two, your content was taken from Pinterest and redirected to another party, in which case it's infringing on your copyright and you should file a claim. Number three, your content was taken from Pinterest and either of option 1 or 2 happened. So your content was taken off of Pinterest, put back on Pinterest, and someone is either not linking to you or linking to themselves instead of you. In this case, I actually fit into this bucket with the TikTok video that was stolen. It was taken from TikTok and it was put on Pinterest and not linked to me. All right, so you can see where this kind of gets messy and you need to make some judgment calls. If you run across your images that are being used as Pinterest pins and they are linking to blog posts and you did not give anyone authority to use your images to make Pinterest pins, you're probably going to want to file a claim. If your entire blog posts, including their Pinterest pins, have been completely ripped off, skimmed, put on the platform, and redirected a new website, then in that case, you're probably gonna also wanna file a claim. Now, some of these instances are really difficult to find. And in most cases, you're coming across them as a total accident. That's what happens to me most of the time. What set this off a few weeks ago and ultimately led to me finding my own stolen content was me finding this particular Pinterest account, Site Out Site, and they are scraping Creative Market and other marketplace listings. They're stealing their images, they're compiling them as Pinterest pins on Pinterest, and then linking them back to their websites instead of just linking them to Creative Market. Why would you want to go through all of the work to take someone's work that they have put in and they've placed on a platform for sale, download it, upload it to your website, upload it to Pinterest, redirect it to your website when you're not getting any, like, what are you getting from this? From my understanding of this particular website based out of Iceland, they're not actually getting anything out of it. There's no display ads. I'm not seeing any products of theirs that they actually own, unless they own some of these stores, which are not named in their actual brand name. It just doesn't make any sense other than they are just impression farming. If your work is being used in a commercial purpose for any reason without your permission, you have the right to file a copyright claim. Now, there are some instances where you might not want to file a copyright claim and you come across content that is yours. One of those might be that someone reached out to you to feature you in an article and you gave them permission to use certain images from your website as long as they gave you attribution. In that case, depending on the permission level that you gave them, whether you told them they could use your imagery in their pins or just in the blogs, this might be an instance where you don't want to file a copyright claim. You might just want to reach back out to the writer of the article and find out what the actual agreement was, or search back in your DMs or your inbox and see if you can find that conversation. This instance is a little tricky. This is number 2. If someone actually pins your content and on Pinterest, the pinner profile is not your name, it's someone else's name, but the domain that it's linking to is still yours, You don't want to file a copyright claim on that. It's just someone pinned it. Pinterest is doing something a little weird. It's showing that they pinned the pin, but it's not attributed to your profile, but it's attributed to your URL. In this case, I wouldn't file a copyright claim. This actually happens a lot more than you would think. Lastly, if someone's actually pinning your content to their profile for personal use and they're not linking to you, this actually can happen as well, where people can save your content to Pinterest and for some reason a link doesn't follow through to the images. In this instance, you might actually just want to use the copyright portal, the claim portal, to get attribution forced onto all of those images while leaving them on the platform for pinners who are personally benefiting from it to continue to enjoy. Now, let's actually jump into me showing you how to file a copyright claim. I'm going to show you the copyright claiming portal. I'm going to walk you through this particular weird account that's stealing other people's images and redirecting them to their websites. And I'm going to show you a few specific instances where I would file a claim or not file a claim and explain both. Let's chat about the types of content that I would or wouldn't file a claim on. You can see I've got 5 for no claim and 10 for claim. And you can see there are some examples in both that look the same. So let's talk about file a claim first. First of all, this particular instance is the one that I found of my own stolen content, and it says CR Heather Farris Co. This is not credit. This is not proper attribution. I don't care who you are. Stop doing this. I left a comment on this saying, please visit my website for more information, and I also filed a copyright claim and claimed this in the copyright portal. Now, I'm obviously filing a copyright on that. This is another one. This is an instance where this particular profile is a commercial profile. It's a commercial profile because it's a business profile. You can see they're getting 10 million monthly views. They have 200,000 followers, and they have a store that they're trying to get people to because they have a product they're trying to sell. But what they're doing is they are taking people's content, not attributing it back to the creator, and they are putting it on Pinterest to generate views in order to hack the algorithm and get people to see their content. I cover this in full in the blog post that I wrote about this, by the way, on my website over here. This right here. I covered the reason why people do this in this blog post. It's still copyright infringement and people need to stop doing it. So in this instance, if I were this creator and this was my little girl especially, I would definitely be filing a claim. All right. Backwards, this is one of those that the creator just sandwiched a pin together and created a graphic for Pinterest. They're linking it to their website. These are not this creator's. So in this instance, I would file a copyright claim. This is an example of a pin that I would likely file a copyright claim on. But it could also kind of be gray in that this person could very well be the creator of that pin. It's just not clear. It looks like another one of those collections of accounts that's just generating. No, it's just glitterized life. It's the same person. How funny is that? It's the same one that is creating the pins on the other one that I just showed you over here. This one. These are the same people, and I'm realizing this in real time as I'm filming this. This is another one, Side Outside. Actually, this is leasted.com. They're doing the same thing that Side Outside is doing. They're redirecting to their own website. This is one that is actually really easy to find the creator. You can see that this person has pinned this to their profile. This might be completely innocent in that they really liked this image and they pinned it, but if you scroll right down, you can see the creator is in the myriad of pins that are down here. I actually found them fairly easily. Jenny Henderson Studio. So in that instance, I probably would enforce copyright on that one. Now here's another one that could be totally innocent. It is really hard to tell, but this pin from Good Mood Graphics, which also there's more pins from Good Mood Graphics down here, is being pushed on to Pinterest, and there's no attribution, there's no linking to them at all, and they're really not very hard to find. I would file a claim in this example. Okay, let's go talk about the pins that I wouldn't file a claim on. I wouldn't file a claim on this one because it's Good Mood Graphics. This is who owns this pin. that is really very obvious. It's also linking to her Etsy store. So again, this is that person's pin. I would not file a claim on this if I ran across it. I mean, that's an obvious one, right? This is another one, this TikTok video is another one I wouldn't file a claim on because it looks like Renee Tyler is a complete personal user on Pinterest and she's just saved this TikTok video to her Pinterest account. It also has the watermark on it, so you can see exactly who owns the copyright to this piece of content. This is another one that I would not file a claim on because, again, is linking back to the original creator. It looks like whoever this is saved this idea to their Pinterest account for later, and it has the original watermark as well. And it actually, I checked these two, this watermark and this link actually match. There's a couple of others that are really gray here. This one looks to be a generated image by a personal user. I probably would not file a copyright claim against this unless I just found this image and I for sure took it. But to me, it looks like it's AI generated. It doesn't even look real. In this instance, I probably wouldn't file a claim unless I knew for sure they stole the content. Last but certainly not least is this image of this adorable dog playing poker, I think, smoking a cigar. It has the name of the artist in the description as well as the title, and when you click this link, it actually links directly on harmonprojects.com to this painting from Allison Friend. So this artist has submitted their work, or this organization is selling her work for her in some sort of partnership or commercial license. In this instance, I would not report a copyright claim on this. I hope these examples were helpful. To submit a copyright claim on your content that you find someone else has stolen, all you need to do is head to the actual pin itself and then click the 3 dots on the pin, and there should be a report pin option. Now, because these are my pins, I'm not able to submit a report on stuff that I own. That's not an option. So what we have to do is find a pin that belongs to us, but is pinned and technically being attributed to someone else. So I'm going to show you a pin that I actually submitted a copyright claim on already of mine and what this looks like. So we're going to head into my little board here I've created. Now, this person has downloaded my TikTok video without the watermark, and they have put it on Pinterest, and they're not attributing this to me except for here, which doesn't actually give me any attribution at all. I don't think it does, at least. So what we're going to do is we're going to click the 3 dots and we're going to click report pin. And then this is going to bring up a form on your choices for how to report this pin. You're going to choose my intellectual property, click next. Then you're going to choose this infringes my copyright, not my trademark, unless they are infringing your trademark. Then click that infringes copyright. And then you are going to fill out this form in depth as much as you can. Now, if you have multiple pieces of work that are infringing on your work, you can always add more rows here. You can also remove them. So if you accidentally add a duplicate and you didn't mean to, you can remove it. And then you get to choose between the enforcement action. So what do you want to happen to this piece of content? So you can have them all removed, but you need to understand if you do that, you risk removing your own copies of these pins, and you don't necessarily want that to happen. So in this case, I would check strike. And what we're going to do is we are going to enforce a strike against the copyright theft, the person who stole your work, and we're going to strike their Pinterest account. Now, after a number of strikes, they risk their account being marked as spam or even being deleted. So in this case, what we want to do is we want to strike their account. Now, there's another layer to this that you can do. You can apply to the copyright claiming portal. Now, this would take you to an application if you don't have access. So let me see if I can show you actually exactly what that looks like. So on my Toss Away account over here, I'm going to do the same thing. So in the drop down, I'm going to go to Reports and Violation Center, your reports, and see it says there's nothing here. I don't actually have anything in this. So we need to find the copyright claiming portal. And let's go to the help center and actually just search for it. And then we want to fill out this application form here. And I'll link this in the description. And then you apply for content claiming with your Pinterest account, basically. So you actually have to identify works of yours that have been violated. So in this instance where this person actually stole one of my pins and uploaded it to the platform without my knowledge and without crediting me, they didn't link it to my website, they didn't link it to my Pinterest account, my TikTok account, my Instagram account, nothing, and that is an option for them. We are going to take this pin URL and we are going to put that into this application with the original location of the content. So in this instance, the original content was actually on TikTok, so I put it under other. And thankfully, TikTok was just reinstated just like 3 days before I found the pin. So I was able to actually find the original source. I did have a Pinterest pin that I could have used as a backup because I did create this as original work on Pinterest and then put it on TikTok as well. So we had two different options. I created one video and published it in two places. So I could have used the Pinterest pin or the TikTok video. So you're going to place the link of your copyrighted work. There's additional links. You could also, in this case, I had it on two platforms. You could put the other link to the other content. You provide a detailed description. You say yes or no, you don't want access to the API because you don't have that much content. You confirm and affirm all of the things, and then you submit. And within about 24 hours of doing this, I actually had access to the copyright claiming portal, and that is what this looks like. So then you're actually able to create claims. So let me actually just go back to the correct account. Copyright claiming portal. We have an active claim in here for that exact video. It says attribution enforcement is active, but it actually hasn't been placed on that video yet. So what I did is I went ahead and filed an actual claim through the claim form I just showed you. And in that instance, what should happen is that account is then now going to receive a strike. So there's actually no reason here why you can't do both. File a copyright strike against the account and also apply to the content claiming portal and put your content in here. Basically, when you put your content in here, you are saying anything that matches this video, this image that appears on Pinterest is my copyright. I own the claim to it. In that case, any of the pins that you create, you could upload here. Any of your original art, any of your original work, you could upload here and it would then be attributed to you. So when you create claims, you've got these four enforcement methods: attribution, so it will link your profile on the pin. Mine only, it removes existing and future pins that match this content except for pins that were saved by you. Website only, so it removes any existing and future pins that match the content from Pinterest except pins that link to your claimed websites, and it shows the claimed website. And then it can block all of them, which includes yours. So in this instance, it depends on the severity of the copyright violation, but I'm probably going to go for attribution. Now, there are instances that I'm going to go ahead and navigate to where we really want the account deleted instead, so we need to mass report the account. Okay, so this is an instance where we want to mass report the account, and any of the content on the account, we want to mass report it, especially if it belongs to us. This account I found by chance because they stole one of my clients' pins and redirected it to their website. So what this person is actually doing is they're going on Creative Market and Pinterest, both, and they are grabbing the photos from Creative Market and putting it on their website, and then they're taking the copy from the description and putting that on their website, and then they are stealing these people's pins, or if they don't have pins, like this is an actual image it looks like they're putting together, and they're redirecting it to their website. In this case, none of these people have actually agreed to allow this person to feature their content on their website. So what's happening is they have stolen all of these images from Creative Market. They have put, a download link where it's linking to Creative Market in this case. It's linking to Superhero Designs. And then they're posting it on their Pinterest account. In this instance, they are posting these kinds of images on their Pinterest account. these images actually belong to the other creators. And in a lot of cases, you can find the other creators in the actual related pins section. So this creator pinned this to Pinterest, or someone saved this to Pinterest the right way because it's being attributed back to Creative Market. And that's especially if you're pinning something to Creative Market, this is what it should look like. The same with Etsy. It should be attributed to Etsy in this case, but it's linking to that person's store. So if I were to actually click on visit site, this is going to take me to this same creator. You can see here it's a different product, but it's the same creator. It's taking me to the correct image for that creator's store. So that's what that should look like. But in this instance, what this person is doing, and I've actually found a couple of more of these just today, they are stealing images. They are uploading them to Pinterest for some reason. I don't understand what they're doing here. 2 million monthly views. I'm assuming they're just view farming. And they are taking all these images and then redirecting them to their own website. The only purpose for this is to somehow monetize their own website. I don't understand what they would be doing otherwise. So you go to their website and you can see all of these posts, all of these products, all of these, copyrighted works that have been ripped off. If you are ever concerned about whether someone is stealing your content or not, and I use the word stealing lightly because people sometimes do not mean to actually steal your content, and that is actually what they're doing, it might be best to just reach out and have a conversation and ask them if they would link to you, edit those pins and link to you, rather than filing strikes or asking Pinterest to remove the content or forcing copyright onto the content. Sometimes that is an easier road to take, because it was a mistake. And then there are other times, like with the account I showed you, where they're just outright scraping platforms for great content, great products to generate views for farming, like they're farming impressions. I don't understand it. In that case, I would force copyright attribution to my account. I would also file strikes against the account to get that account removed from the platform. Now, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, reach out to me via email, or reach out to Pinterest directly if you want to ask them questions about this process as well.